Are you curious about what a minor triad is? Maybe how to play it on the piano or what it looks like on a musical staff? In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you about minor triads. Hi, I'm Jenny from the Musical Homestead, and in today's lesson, I'm going to be teaching you about minor triads. Today's lesson comes from our Theory Musica track, which is geared towards the 6th grade through adult learner. If you're in kindergarten through 5th grade, you need the elementary track, and I'm going to link that in the description below. Our textbook we've been using is the Fundamentals of Piano Theory from the preparatory level, and I'm going to link that in the description below as well if you want to follow along. If you're following along, today's lesson comes from pages 40 and 41. I'm really looking forward to teaching you all about minor triads. So let's get started.
The first triad we're going to talk about today is C minor. Before I teach you about a C minor triad, we have to make sure you understand what the word triad means. Triad is a group of 3 notes, a stack of 3 notes all being played at the same time. Then you also have to know how to create a minor 5-finger pattern. If you've been following along with us in our textbook, we have gone through that in a previous lesson. If you're new and this is your first time here, you need to watch that lesson. I'm going to link that in the description below. You have to know how to do a minor 5-finger scale before we can talk about minor triads. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our keyboard. Our keyboard has our C minor 5-finger pattern written in it. I have C, D, E flat, F, and G. And you're going to notice I have 3 arrows. I have an arrow on C, on E flat, and on G. To create our minor triad, we will be playing the first note of every 5-finger pattern, which is also called the root, the 3rd note, which is E flat right here, and the 5th note in the pattern, which is G. When I go to the piano, I will be playing C, E flat, and G for my C minor triad. Well, now we got to figure out how we write it on a musical staff. So down here I have a treble clef, and I have written my 5-finger minor pattern, C, D, E flat, F, and G. And if you notice, I colored in the C, the E, and the G. Those are the only 3 notes that I need for this minor triad. So I take those notes and I move them over here and I make a stack where they're directly on top of each other. And I have this accidental on the correct line in front of the E, so I know that it's E flat. All of these triads are either going to be line, 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 or space, space, space. They are a stack of notes. This is our C minor triad, what it's going to look like on our musical staff. And then remember, up here on the piano, if I want to play a C minor triad, I'm going to play C, E flat, and then G. The next triad we're going to learn is G minor. I'm going to start with our G minor 5-finger pattern on the musical staff. I have G, A, B flat, C, and D. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my arrows on G, which is my root, B flat, which is my 3rd, and D, which is my 5th. When I play it on the piano, I am going to be playing a G, a B flat, and a D all at the same time. Then I'm going to draw out my G minor 5-finger pattern on the musical staff. I've got my treble clef again. I have G, A, B flat, C, and D. The final step, I'm going to take my root and put it over here, my 3rd and put it over here, and my 5th and put it over here in my giant stack. All of them on top of each other. I have line, 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 and that creates my G minor triad. You also can tell I put my B flat, my flat is here, and I bring it over there to make sure that I am playing a B flat. It's really important that you have that flat on there. That is going to make it our G minor triad. You can also write any of these triads on a bass clef as well. For today, I am showing you them in a treble clef. You need to be able to know how to write them on a bass clef. You can also write starting on any G. Right now I'm using this treble G. In the bass clef, you're going to use a different G. There's actually 2 Gs in the bass clef that you can use. You just have to be able to start on a G and know what your minor pattern is to be able to create your G minor triad. Before I teach you about a D minor triad, I want to talk to you about how major triads will sound different than minor triads. A lot of people describe major triads as sounding happy. When you have a minor triad, it actually is going to sound a little sad or maybe even mysterious. Some of my students describe it as mysterious sounding. I challenge you to play some of these minor triads on the piano and see what you think they sound like. Our D minor triad first starts with our D minor 5-finger pattern, which I have on our piano, D, E, F, G, and A. Then we're going to be playing our root, our third, and our fifth. So that will be D, F, and A, and we're going to play those all at the same time. When we get down here, I'm using my treble clef again. I have my 5-finger pattern, D, E, F, G, and A. And then I'm going to take my root over here, my third, and my fifth, and I'm going to make this stack for my D minor triad. On our treble clef, D minor is going to be looking like this. Ooh, I have space, space, space. If you remember, G and C on the treble clef both were line, line, line. And when I play it on the piano, I'm going to be playing D, F, and A all at the exact same time. A minor is going to be the next 5-finger pattern I'm going to teach you. And you can see on the keyboard, I already have my A minor 5-finger pattern written in, A, B, C, D, and E. And then I have my arrows on A, C, and E. We will be playing our root, our third, and our fifth when we're trying to do our A minor triad and play that on the piano. So it will be A, C, and E at the exact same time. On the musical staff, I have my 5-finger pattern written in, A, B, C, D, and E. And by now, you know how to do this. I'm going to take my root, my A, and bring it over, my third, my C, and then my fifth, my E. And I have my stack over here. A minor on the treble clef is going to be space, space, space. And on the piano, you're going to play A, C, and E at the exact same time. To figure out our E minor triad, we're first going to start with our E minor 5-finger pattern on the piano. I have E, F sharp, G, A, and B. And then I have my arrows on E, G, and B, which is my root, my third, and my fifth. When I play those three at the same time, it's going to be my E minor triad. Now down here on the musical staff, I have my minor triad, E, F sharp, G, A, and B. And then by now, you're an expert at this. I have my E comes over here, which is my root, my G, which is my third, comes over here, and my B, which is my fifth, comes over there. My E minor triad is going to be this stack right here. I have line, line, line of 3 different notes. And then on the piano, I will be playing E, G, and B at the exact same time. The last minor triad in today's lesson is F minor. Starting with our F minor 5-finger scale on the piano of F, G, A flat, B flat, and C, I'm going to draw my arrows on F, A flat, and C. Those are the 3 notes I'm going to play to make my minor triad when I play it on the piano. On my musical staff, I have my 5-finger pattern. I have F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. Over here, I have my stack. So I have my root, which is my F, my third, which is my A flat, make sure you have that flat, and my fifth, which is my C. I have space, 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 and that is what my minor triad is going to look like on the treble clef. And when I play it on the piano, I'll be playing F, A flat, and C. That's my minor triad on the piano. When I teach my students about minor triads, I first start with our minor 5-finger pattern, and then I have them play the root, the third, and the fifth at the same time. And that's how we come up with our minor triads. The other way to think about it is to first think about the major triad and then come up with a minor triad from there. And I'm going to explain this a little bit. This is how our textbook teaches it. Here I have my C major triad written down. I have C, E, and G. Once I have my C major triad, in order to get my C minor triad, all I do is I take the third note and I lower it a half a step. So lowering it a half a step means a E flat. This is E. When I go down a half a step, I get to E flat. This is my C major. This is my C minor. If I'm really comfortable with my G major over here, so I have my G major triad, I know I can play that, I'm comfortable with writing that down. In order to make a G minor triad, I'm going to take the third note, which is my B, and I'm going to lower it a half a step. So I think about the piano, and I can visualize the keyboard, and I have a B, and lowering it a half step means I need to have a flat. So I have B flat is going to lower it a half a step, and that creates my G minor triad. For my C major, my C stays the same, my G stays the same. It's just this third, this E, that's going to go down a half a step. Now, if you notice up here, I have CM, CM, GM, GM. What's very typical when I am going to do C major, I'm going to do capital letters. So capital C, capital M. When I'm going to do C minor, I'm going to do lowercase letters. Lowercase c, lowercase m. And if you notice, I haven't written out major and minor. I just know a capital M means major and a lowercase m means minor. Same thing for G major. I have G, M, capital G, capital M, so it's G major. And my G minor, I have lowercase g, lowercase m for my G minor. Next I have my D major, my D minor, my A major, and my A minor. My D major has this F sharp. So in order to lower the third note, I would go down to F natural for my D minor. Same thing with my A major. My A major, the third, has this C sharp. In order to lower the C sharp down a half a step, I'm going to go down just to a natural C. DM, capital D, capital M, D major, lowercase d, lowercase m, D minor. A major and A minor the exact same way. I'm just lowering my third by a half a step, which means I'm going down from F sharp and C sharp to our natural, F and C. Here we have the example for E major. My E major triad has a G sharp on the third, so I'm going to lower that by a half a step to plain G. My E minor triad is just going to be E, G, B. F major, I have F, A, C, and I have to lower the third, so now I'm going to put a flat there for my F minor. F, A flat, and C. Once again, I have my capital letters for my major triads and my lowercase letters for my minor triads.
Now you know 2 ways to create minor triads. In today's lesson, I introduced to you 6 minor triads. As a musician, I know there are other minor triads. I'm going to teach through those in future lessons, and I'm going to link those lessons in the description below. You also might be able to figure out those minor triads if you follow one of these 2 ways. Think through your minor 5-finger pattern, play your root, your third, and your fifth. I bet you could do that too. If you're following along with us today in our textbook, you need to do pages 40 and 41 for your homework. I'm also going to link in the description below a fun game that you can play. It's going to help you figure out your minor triads and then give you practice of playing them on the piano. Before you go, if you enjoyed today's video and you learned something new, do me a favor. Click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Also turn the bell on so you don't miss any of our other fun games and instruction. And remember, until I see you next time, have fun learning music.